Definitions: Webster's Dictionary, 1828. Niggard, Niggard. Niggard. Straight, narrow, to haggle, to be sordidly parsimonious. Parsimonious. Exhibiting analogies similar to those of wreck, and haggle. A miser, a person meanly close and covetous. A sordid wretch who saves every cent or spends grudgingly. Serve him as a grudging master, as a penurious niggard of his wealth. Be niggards of advice on no pretense. Niggard is an adjective. 1. Miserably, meanly covetous, sordidly parsimonious. 2. Sparing, wary, or wary. Most free of question, but to our demands, niggard in his reply. Niggard. Transitive. To stint, to supply sparingly. Physic, or psychic. Physic. Physic, or psychic. From nature to produce. 1. The art of healing diseases. This is now generally called medicine. 1828 dictionary. 1. The art of healing. Physic. That's what it probably is. Physic. The art of healing diseases. This is now generally called medicine. 2. Medicines. Remedies for diseases. We desire physic only for the sake of health. Physic. 3. In popular language, a medicine that purges, a purge, a cathartic. In technical and elegant language, this sense is not used. Physic, to treat with physic, to evacuate the bowels with a cathartic, to purge. 1. To cure. Exquisite. 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 It says adjective, and then it says Latin. It's a Latin word, or I guess it's from Latin. It says exquisitus. To seek, literally, sought out or searched for with care. Whence, choice, select. Hence, 1. Nice, exact, very excellent, complete, as a vase of exquisite workmanship. 2. Nice, accurate, capable of nice perception, as exquisite sensibility. Nice, accurate, capable of nice discrimination and exquisite judgment, taste, or discernment. 4. Being in the highest degree. Impudent, shameless, wanting modesty, bold with contempt others, bold with contempt of others, saucy. When we behold an angel, not to fear. That's what 1820s wrote. Gait or gait, Gait or gate. This word is probably connected with go or gad. 1. A going, a walk, a march, a way. 2. A manner of walking or stepping. Every man has his peculiar gait or gait. Bashfulness, excessive or extreme modesty, a quality of mind often visible in external appearance, as in blushing, a downcast look, confusion, etc. 2. Vicious or rustic shame. Commend. 1. To represent as worthy or notice, regard or kindness, to speak in favor of, to recommend. I commend you to Phoebe, our sister. Romans 16:1. 2. To commit, to entrust or give in charge. Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit. Luke 23:46. 3. To praise, to mention with approbation. Approbation. The princes commended Sarai before Pharaoh. The Lord commended the unjust steward. 4. To make acceptable or more acceptable. But meat commendeth us not to God. 1 Corinthians 8:8. 5. To produce or present to favorable notice. The chorus had an occasion of commending their voices to the king. 6. To send or bear to. These draw the chariot which Latinus sends, and the rich present to the prince commends approbation. 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 Proof and prove. 1. The act of approving, a liking, that state or disposition of mind in which we assent to the propriety of a thing, with some degree of pleasure or satisfaction, as the laws of God require our approbation. 2. Attestation, support, that is, active approbation or action in favor of what is approved. 3. Commendation of a book licensed or permitted to be published by authority, as was formerly the case in England. Opprobrious. Opprobrious. 1. Reproachful and contemptuous, scurrilous, as opprobrious language, opprobrious words or terms. 2. Blasted with infamy, despised, rendered hateful, as an opprobrious name. Inquisition. 1. Inquiry, examination, a searching or search. 2. Judicial inquiry, official examination, inquest. The justices in Erie had it firmly in charge to make inquisition concerning them by a jury of the county. 3. Examination, discussion. Aspalathus, 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 an aromatic, sweet-smelling plant that can be used for tea. Dotath, to be silly, to be foolish or weak-minded. And it's spelled Doatheth, Dotath. Abate, abate, to beat. The Saxon has the participle gebetai, abated. The prefix is sunk to a n, abate, and loss and beat. 1. To beat down, to pull down, to destroy in any manner, as to abate a nuisance. 2. To lessen, to diminish, to moderate, as to abate zeal, to abate pride, to abate a demand, to abate courage. 3. To lessen, to mitigate, as to abate pain or sorrow. To overthrow. 4. To overthrow, to cause to fail. To frustrate by judicial sentence, as to abate a 5. To deject, to depress, as to abate the soul, obsolete. 6. To deduct, nothing to add and nothing to abate. 7. To cause to fail, to annul. By the English law, a legacy to a charity is abated by a deficiency of assets. 8. Connecticut, in Connecticut, to remit, as to abate a tax. Abate, to decrease or become less in strength or violence, as pain abates, a storm abates. 2. Fail, to be defeated or come to naught, as a writ abates. By the civil law, a legacy to a charity does not abate by deficiency of assets. And law, to enter into a freehold after the death of the last occupant, and before the heir or devisee takes possession. 4. In horsemanship, to perform well a downward motion. A horse is said to abate or take down his curvets. When working upon curvets, he puts both his hind legs to the ground at once, and observes the same exactness in all the times. Gad, a wedge or ingot of steel. 2. A style or graver. 3. A punch of iron with a wooden handle, used by miners. Gad. 1. To walk about, to rove or ramble idly, or without any fixed purpose. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. 2. To ramble in growth, as the gadding vine. Huckster. 2. A mean, trickish fellow. Surety. Surety, certainty, indebitableness. Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs. Genesis 15:13. 1. Security, safety. Yet for the more surety they looked round about. 2. Foundation of stability, support. We, our state, hold as you yours, while our obedience holds. on other surety. 3. Evidence, ratification, confirmation. She called the saints to surety that she would never put it from her finger, unless she gave it to yourself. 4. Security, against loss or damage, security for payment. There remains unpaid an 100,000 more in surety of the which one part of aquitaine is bound to us. 5. In law, one that is bound with and for another, one who enters into a bond or recognizance to answer for another's appearance in court, or for his payment of a debt, or for the performance of some act, and who, in case of the principal debtor's failure, incompellable to pay the debt or damages, a bondsman, a bail. He that is surety for a stranger shall smart for it. Proverbs 11:15. Thy servant became a surety for the lad to my father. Genesis 44:37. 6. In Scripture, Christ. All right. 7. A hostage. Shortership. From the state of being surety. From the state of being surety, the obligation of a person to answer for another and make good in debt of loss which may occur from another's delinquency. He that hateth shortership is sure. Proverbs 11:15. Cocker. To fondle, to indulge, to treat with tenderness, to pamper. Cocker. 1. One who follows cockfighting. 2. A sort of spatterdash. Insatiable, that cannot be satisfied, but insatiable is generally used. Choler or choler. 1. The bile. By the superabundance of this fluid, anger was formerly supposed to be produced, or perhaps the opinion was that the bile caused the inflamed appearance of the face in anger. Hence. 2. Anger, wrath, irritation of the passions. Cholera or cholera morbus, a sudden evacuation of bile, both upwards and downwards. First occurrence in the Bible, KJV, Daniel, Aesop. Daunt, to repress or subdue courage, to intimidate, to dishearten, to check by fear of danger. It expresses less than fright and terrify. Some presences daunt and discourage us. Preeminence, the fact of surpassing all others, superiority. The region has never regained the economic preeminence that it once enjoyed. Synonyms: superiority, supremacy, greatness, excellence, distinction, prominence, predominance, eminence, importance, prestige, stature, fame, renown, celebrity. The preeminence of Flemish and Dutch painters was unchallenged. Fodder. 1. Food, or dry food for cattle, horses, and sheep, as hay, straw, and other kinds of vegetables. The word is never applied to pasture. 2. In mining, a measure containing 20 hundred or 22 half hundred. Fodder, to feed with dry food, or cut grass. etc. To furnish with hay, straw, oats, etc. Farmers fodder their cattle twice or thrice in a day. Prudence, wisdom applied to practice. Prudence applies caution in deliberating and consulting on the most suitable means to accomplish valuable purposes, and the exercise of sagacity, sagacity in discerning and selecting them. Prudence differs from wisdom in this, that prudence implies more caution and reserve than wisdom, or is exercised more in foreseeing and avoiding evil, that in devising and executing that which is good it is sometimes mere caution or circumspection. Prudence is principally in reference to actions to be done, and do means order, season, and method of doing or not doing. Frock, an upper coat or an outer garment. The word is now used for a loose garment or a shirt worn by men over their other clothes, and for a kind of gown open behind, worn by females. The frock was formerly a garment worn by monks. Churlishness, rudeness of manners or temper. But generally, the word refers to the temper or disposition of mind. Zealousness, austerity, indisposition to kindness or courtesy. Gilded, participle passive overlaid with gold leaf or liquid, illuminated. Childbed, the state or childbed, the state of a woman bringing forth a child or being in labor. Parturition. Definitions. Webster's Dictionary 1828. Niggard, Niggard, niggard. Straight, narrow, to haggle, to be sordidly parsimonious, exhibiting analogies similar to